The day has finally come. I'm going to rehab this galley into what it should have been to begin with. Hey, welcome back everyone. If this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. 7 years ago, I built this Camp Easy teardrop. I call it the Camp Easy because that's what I want camping to be. I want it to be easy. I call it the model 5945 because it's 5 feet wide, 9 feet long, 4.5 feet tall. I really put a lot of thought into this camper when I built it, but I'd never owned a teardrop camper when I built it. So I had to kind of guess at what I thought would be useful. One of the things I put in there was a sink. In the spirit of DIY, I took a stainless steel salad bowl, cut a bottom hole in it, put this little drain plug in there. I got on eBay and I found this plastic green faucet, which is pretty cool. Went underneath, I put a marine low profile drain in there, going into this waste tank. And in behind here, see if I can get the camera in here, I put a super loud water pump. This is the drain, or not the drain, but the fill for a tank, which is underneath the camper. You can see the tank underneath there. And while this has been super cool, and I get a lot of comments at the campground about how neat it looks, I can sure use this counter space. Now, somebody recommended putting a plug in here, just making a plug to stick in there. And I don't know, still the sink would, or the faucet would be in the way, and it just wouldn't look clean. And I want it to look clean. What I'm thinking about doing is putting some kind of a rail on here and making a sink station. Now, I don't know if that'll be in this video or if it'll be in a follow-up, but I'd still like to have a sink, just like to have one that clips on the outside. My mother told me not to take this sink out, and I know you're supposed to listen to your mother, but until Mom starts camping with me, I'm taking it out. I just got the waste tank pulled out, and I had just cut a hole in the lid and was running the drain pipe in there through it. But anyway, now that it's out, you can see the little water pump that I had. The water pump's always worked good, but it's been super loud, so I won't be missing that. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to take this little control center here out. One of these is for the overhead lights. I think this one is for the recessed lights down here, and this is for the water pump. Now that that's going to be free, because I'm not going to have a water pump going, I don't know, maybe run some more LED lights. Now to look at the mess of wires I put in there years ago. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I don't see any corrosion. Everything seems to be looking fine. That's great. I'll have to admit, it does beat me up a little bit to have done all this work, tuck it all away nicely, just to be pulling it back out. But it's a new day, time for new things. Get this little line pulled off here, so I can pull that hose out. There we go. Wasn't too bad. Oop, 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 spilling water. And I do want to save this faucet. Isn't that super cool? Isn't that just one of the coolest little faucets you've seen? If I can put a water hose fitting on that, then I can just hook a hose straight up to that and not even have to worry about a pump. So I'm going to take this extending or telescopic paint stick, and I'm just gonna lock this thing down right here. There we go. And it should keep it at this level when I pull those struts off. I'm gonna keep one hand on the hatch. Oh, I didn't need to. Look at that. Well, this sure don't look as pretty as what it did 45 minutes ago, but it's going to look pretty here before long. Still kind of cool though to be able to look inside of it and remember how you framed it up, because it's been a while. And out comes the pump. A nice little pump, works very well, but is horrendously loud. It's louder than my generator. Well, let's hope I'm doing the right thing, because I'm too far to back out now. So I think it's going to be the right thing though. The next step is going to be plugging this hole in this countertop, because I really want to use this piece of wood. For one, I don't have another piece of wood, and I don't want to have to buy a whole sheet of this Baltic birch just to cut this one piece out. But this is already notched here. It's already cut to size, so I really just want to fill this hole and then put new Formica over it. The challenge will be getting the old Formica off. I'm hoping I can do that, but if I can't, then I'll just have to go to plan B. Let's try it with a chisel. If you're going to do this project yourself, just go out and buy you a new piece of plywood. Do not do what I'm about to show you. It may kill you. I may have come up with a solution. If I take this torch and heat it up, it seems to soften it up enough where I can get the chisel under it. So what I've decided to do now is to set my circular saw at a super shallow depth, just deep enough to cut through the Formica, and to cut it in strips, and then to heat each strip and to slice it off with the chisel. All right, so it's not great, but it seems to be the fastest. So I think I'm just going to get this done and knock it out. All right, I'd say that took probably about 45 minutes. I ended up getting into the groove at the end. Now it's just a matter of cleaning this mess up and prepping it for the next countertop. And I found out, and I'd forgotten about this, that I actually made this in 2 pieces. I'm not sure why I did that, but I did. So I need to glue this back together. So you may be asking yourself, why on earth is this knucklehead trying to salvage that piece of wood? Well, it's a piece of Baltic birch. I really like Baltic birch. It's a nice stable plywood, and that's one I want to use back on the countertop if I can. And if I bought another sheet of it, it'd probably cost 60 bucks. And if it takes me 2 hours to salvage this one, that's $30 an hour. That's pretty good wages in my book. Now that I got both pieces of this ready to go, I'm just going to lay a little wax paper down underneath them, so when I put glue on the joint, it won't stick to the table. Some people would probably say instead of 15-minute epoxy, I should use 30-minute epoxy. You know what the big difference between 15 and 30-minute epoxy is? 15 minutes. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what the difference is. And I'm not going to be bashful about this. I'm really going to slather it on, because I can always sand the excess back off later. And how many buckets of paint does it take to hold down a countertop while it's being glued? Well, I don't know. I ran out. All right, a couple days has passed. We went on a rock cutting trip, but the epoxy has had plenty of time to cure. So let's get this dude unclamped. And sure enough, where I had it on the wax paper, it's nice and flush right here. So I just happen to have a piece of Baltic birch that's the exact same thickness as this countertop, something I picked up at a woodcraft store a while back. And yeah, putting them side by side, they're the same thickness. I have a bandsaw that would be great for this, but the blade needs to be changed and I don't have one. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut the corners off on this miter saw and then sand it down from there. I'm going to go ahead and mix up some more 15-minute epoxy. And to make sure it gets down in there, I'm just going to squeeze it in and spread it with a putty knife. And just a little tip, even though this is a disposable putty knife, I'd still like to be able to use it again. So I just wiped it down as best I could with a paper towel. And then I used hand sanitizer to take off the residue. I mean, at the end of the day, hand sanitizer is really just alcohol jelly, and it seems to thin epoxy pretty good. All right, it has been sanded down, and there is no transition between the sink plug and the countertop. This is super smooth. I'm just going to cut out a piece of this Formica, and I'm going to cut it about 1 inch bigger all the way around than what the countertop is. That way I won't have any issues aligning it when I glue them together. And it looks like I have 2 more pieces of this Formica left. So what else should I make green on the Camp Easy? Boy, oh boy, I didn't get this on camera, but my heart stopped just a minute. I was routing the edge of this thing, and all of a sudden it just went, it just went in about 2 inches, and I thought, man, I have considerably jacked this up. Then I realized it was just this little notch right here it was following. Boy, I thought I messed that up. All right, and here we go. The countertop is going back in. Shoot, yeah. Look at this. Oh, man, that looks good. Looks great. Wow, that looks good. So now we see that it's fitting like a glove. The only thing to do is just to pop it back together in reverse order, which you saw me take it apart. I'll just go ahead and jump ahead to that, and we'll see the final product. Yeah, buddy, Project Sink Delete is in the books, and I could not be happier. Look forward to getting this thing out and using it. I can use this for storage, food prep, anything I want to now. Don't get me wrong, the little stainless steel sink and the green faucet in the middle was cool, but man, this is going to be so useful. Now, remember, I'm still going to be making a sink station. It's going to be clipped on the side of the camper right here. So be watching out for that video. It'll be a separate episode. But if you like what you saw today, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to come back. Leave a comment below. All that engagement really helps this channel grow, and it helps push it out so more people can watch it and grow the Teardrop community. So, hey, until next time, take care. We'll see you on the road.